शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्लोक 4। यदा हिनेन्द्रियार्थेषु न कर्मस्वनुषज्जते सर्वसंकल्पसन्न्यासी योगारूढस्तदोच्यते। In the previous shloka, Bhagavan said, Yogarudhasya tasyaiva shamah karanam uchyate. For a yogarudha, and that yogarudha refers to a yunjana yogarudha. For him, shama is the sadhanam. Shama means karma sannyasa. Karma tyaga is sadhanam. So why karma sannyasa is a sadhanam for a yunjana yogarudha or a yunjana yogi? To justify that, Bhagavan is presenting this shloka. In this shloka, he is giving the characteristics of a yukta yoga or a yukta yogi. While describing a yukta yogi, Bhagavan says that he is sarva sankalpa sannyasi. He is free from all sankalpas, and he is free from karma also. Na karma svanushajjate, न इंद्रियार्थेषु अनुषज्यते न कर्मसु अनुषज्यते. So he is free from sankalpa, means he is free from kama and karma also. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi implies that he is free from kama and karma also. That is what we are discussing. And since a yukta yogarudha is free from all sankalpa, all kama and all karma, to become a yukta yogarudha, A Yunjana Yoga Rudha should do it with effort. He has to give up all karma, which might involve some effort to give up the karma. Initially, the mind may not sit quiet, but Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi, even a Yunjana Yoga Rudha, for him this is a sadhana. Shamaha sadhanam uchyate. So this shloka justifies the statement of the previous shloka. So, see, Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi iti vachanat. Since a Yukta Yoga Rudha is described as Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi, a Yunjana Yoga Rudha who aspire to arrive at this state, even he should give up all kama, sarvan kaman, sarvani cha karmani sanyased ityarthaha. Sankalpamuna hi sarve kamaha. So, even he should give up all sankalpas. And giving up all sankalpa includes giving up of all kama and all karma also. Sarvan kaman sarvani cha karmani sanyased ityartha. So now Bhashyakara explains how giving up of all sankalpa imply giving up of all karma and all kama. Giving up of sankalpa implies giving up of kama, because all kamas are born of sankalpa. Therefore, if someone has given up sankalpa, he has as good as given up kama. So, sankalpa is nothing but thinking about an object, thinking about the merits of an object is a sankalpa. So, sankalpa mula hi sarve kamaha. All kamas are born of sankalpa. Their mula is sankalpa. And in favor of this, he is quoting from Manusmriti and also Mahabharata. Sankalpa mula kamo vai yajnas sankalpa sambhavaha. So, kama is born of sankalpa and yajnas sankalpa sambhavaha. Yajnas are also born of sankalpa. Means karmas are also born of sankalpa. Kama janami te moolam sankalpatvam hi jayase. Natvam sankalpayashyami tena mena bhavishyasi. So, hey kama, oh kama, I know your moola, I know your root. Sankalpatvam hi jayase. You take birth from sankalpa. Therefore, natvam sankalpayashyami. I will not do sankalpa. Na sankalpayashyami. Tvam. I will not do sankalpa with respect to you. Means the sankalpa which will give rise to you. Tena mena bhavishyasi. Therefore, you will not be there for me. Ityadi smrite. From these smriti vakyas, we understand that sankalpa leads to kama and also karma. Mainly kama. So far he justified that sankalpa leads to kama. And if there is no kama, there won't be karma also. सर्वकामपरित्यागे च
सर्वकामपरित्यागे च
सर्वकर्मसन्न्यासः
सर्वकर्मसन्न्यासः
सिद्धो भवति
सिद्धो भवति
स यथा कामो भवति
स यथा कामो भवति
तत्क्रतुर्भवति
तत्क्रतुर्भवति
यत्क्रतुर्भवति
यत्क्रतुर्भवति
तत्कर्म कुरुते
तत्कर्म कुरुते
इत्यादिश्रुतिभ्यः
इत्यादिश्रुतिभ्यः
या यद्यद्धि कुरुते कर्म
यद्यद्धि कुरुते कर्म
तत्तत् कामस्य चेष्टितम्
तत्तत् कामस्य चेष्टितम्
इत्यादिस्मृतिभ्यः
इत्यादिस्मृतिभ्यः
सर्वकामपरित्यागे च. So no Bhashyakara is saying when there is no kama, there will not be karma also. When there is no sankalpa, there won't be kama. When there is no kama, there is no karma also. Sarva kama parityage cha. When all kamas are given up, sarva karma sannyasah siddho bhavati. Sarva karma sannyasa, giving up of all karmas, siddho bhavati, gets accomplished, gets established. And kama leads to karma. In favor of this, he is quoting Shruti and Smriti. Sa yatha kamo bhavati tat kratur bhavati. So yatha kamo bhavati. Whatsoever is the kama of a person, in accordance with his kama, with his desire, tat kratur bhavati, he makes that kratu. Here kratu means a decision. He makes the decision, determination based on his desire. Decision leads to, desire leads to decision. Let me do this. That decision is called kratu. And yat kratur bhavati tat karma kurute. Whatever decision he makes, whatever resolve he makes, he does that karma. Tat karma kurute. Ityadi Shrutibhyah. So these Shruti Vakyas reveal the relation between kama and karma. Kama is the cause of karma. Yad yadhi kurute karma tattat kamasya cheshtitam ityadi smritibhyascha. And then there are Smriti Vakyas also. Yadyadhi kurute karma, whatever karma one does, tattat kamasya cheshtitam, it is the cheshtitam of kama, it is the work of kama. That means kama alone makes one work. Therefore all karmas, they are the cheshtitam, they are the works of kama. Ityadi smritibhyascha. There are such Smriti Vakyas also that state the relation between kama and karma. Nyayacha nahi sarva sankalpa sannyase kaschit spanditumapi shaktaha. Nyayacha, there is a nyaya also Logic also justifies this fact. Kama leads to karma. Therefore, if there is no kama, there cannot be karma also. Sankalpa leads to kama and kama leads to karma. Therefore, sankalpa is the cause of karma. It can be justified with logic also. Nyaya cha. And what is the nyaya? Nahi sarva sankalpa sannyasi kaschit spanditum api shaktaha. If all sankalpas are dropped, all thinkings are dropped, then one cannot even move. Kaschit, anybody who has given up all sankalpas, spanditum api na shaktaha, he cannot even move. Means he will not be able to do anything when he has no sankalpa. So every action, even movement of our hand or movement of our leg, even if I have to get up from here, I should have a sankalpa. Let me get up. Let me think of getting up. First of all, I have to think about getting up. And then there should be a will. First of all, I should think about getting up. Then there has to be a will. Let me get up. Kama. And then karma happens. So, sarva sankalpa sannyasi. When all sankalpas are left, kaschit spanditum api na shaktaha. One cannot even do spandanam. One cannot even move from one place. He will just sit in one place if there is no thinking. Tasmat sarva sankalpa sannyasi iti vachanat sarvan kaman sarvani karmani cha tyajayati bhagavan. Tasmat, therefore, sarva sankalpa sannyasi iti vachanat. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi. With this statement, sarvan kaman sarvan karmani tyajayati bhagavan. Bhagavan makes a yogi, a yunjana yogi, he makes him give up all kamas and all karmas. Shloka 5.
उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानं
नात्मानमवसादयेत् आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः आत्मना आत्मानम् उद्धरेत्. Atmanam uddharet. One should uplift oneself. How to uplift? By doing the sadhana, by working for one's moksha. by doing sadhana for getting moksha. One should uplift oneself. Atmanam uddharet. Here Atma, the word Atma is used many times. So, and the word Atma can be interpreted in many ways in this shloka. If you look into various other vyakhyanas like Bhashyotkarsha Deepika or Godhartha Deepika, etc., you will find many interpretations of the Atma, the words. But Bhashyakara does not complicate it. He takes Atma as Swa. Swa means oneself. Atma is used in the sense of a reflexive pronoun. Swa, oneself. Atmanam uddharet. One should uplift oneself. How? Atmana, by oneself. Means by one's own efforts. Somebody else cannot uplift one. Somebody else cannot uplift you. You have to uplift yourself. Do not wait for any external means or external agent to uplift you. Atmana atmanam uddharet. Uplift yourself, oneself, by oneself. Na atmanam avasadayet. One should not degrade oneself. Atmanam na avasadayet. One should not degrade oneself. One should not allow oneself to fall down from the spiritual pursuit. One should not allow one's spiritual downfall. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhuhu. Atma eva atmanaha bandhuhu. So why? See, this second line is a hetu for the first line. In the first line, Bhagavan said, Atmana uddharet. By yourself, by oneself, one should uplift. Do not look for any external factor, external means to uplift you. Why? Because you are your own friend, you are your own enemy. Atma eva atmanaha bandhuhu. Oneself is Atma eva. Oneself is Atmanaha bandhuhu. One's own bandhuhu. Bandhuhu means a close relative or a friend. Both meaning can be taken. So we can simply take a friend here. Bandhuhu. Atma eva ripuratmanaha. And Atma eva, oneself alone, is one's enemy. Atmanaha ripuhu. यदा एवं योगारूढ़ः
यदा एवं योगारूढ़ः
तदा
तदा
तेन
तेन
आत्मा
आत्मा
आत्मना उद्धृतो भवति
आत्मना उद्धृतो भवति
संसारात्
संसारात्
अनर्थप्रातात्
अनर्थप्रातात्
अतः
अतः
उद्धरेत्
उद्धरेत्
संसार सागरे
संसार सागरे
निमग्नम् आत्मानं
निमग्नम् आत्मनम् आत्मानं
ततः उत ऊर्ध्वं हरेत् उद्धरेत् So yada evam yogarudha, when a mumukshu becomes yogarudha, evam means in this manner as described in the previous shloka. Yogarudha bhavati, tada, then when he has become yogarudha, referring to yukta yogarudha, tada, then he is free from samsara. When he has become yogarudha, then he is free from samsara. So tada tena mumukshuna atmana by oneself atma uddhato bhavati, his self becomes uddhata, uplifted, samsarat, from samsara, which is anarthavrata. Samsara is anarthavrata. Anarthavrata means a collection of disasters, a multitude of disasters. Anartha means disasters. The undesirable are called anartha. Dukkha, bhaya, ityadi, anartha. Anartha vrata. Vrata means samoha, group. A group of anarthas. That is samsara. Samsara is a collection of anartha. All undesirable things, all undesirable experiences, all unpleasant experiences that a jiva undergoes are collectively called samsara. See, now Bhashyakara is giving the meaning of the word samsara. In what sense samsara is used in Veda? Samsara means anartha vrata. Janma, jara, marana, dukkha, shoka, ityadi, anartha vrata is samsara. So then uddhato bhavati, his atma, himself gets uplifted from samsara. So to uplift oneself from samsara, one has to become yogarudha, yukta yogarudha. And to become yukta yogarudha, one should do sadhana. What sadhana? Initially karma yoga. Arurukshor munir yogam karma karanam uchyate. And then when he is capable of becoming a yunjana yogarudha, then he should give up karma and start dhyana, nididhyasana, shravanamana nididhyasana. Ataha, therefore a mumukshu should make effort to become yogarudha. And the effort to become yogarudha is called uddharana. Uddharet. Uddharet means ut urdhvam haret. Ut haret. Uddharet. Ut means urdhvam, up, above. Haret, one should take, lead. lift. Therefore, uddharet means uplift, lift upward. Samsara sagare nimagnam atmanam. One should uplift oneself who is nimagna, submerged in the ocean of samsara. Samsara sagare nimagnam atmanam. Tataha, from that, from samsara sagara, ud urdhvam haret uddharet. And the uddharanam is nothing but accomplishing yogarudhatva. Yogarudhatam apadayed ityartha. One should accomplish yogarudhata. One should accomplish the status of yogarudha by doing proper sadhana. That is uddharana. न आत्मानम् अवसादयेत्,
न आत्मानम् अवसादयेत्,
न अधो नयेत्,
न अधो नयेत्,
न अधोगमयेत्,
न अधोगमयेत्,
न आत्मानम् अवसादयेत्. One should not do avasadanam of oneself. Avasadanam means adhonayanam, na adhaha nayet. One should not take one's downwards in terms of spiritual progress. One should not choose one's spiritual degradation. When we give up the sadhana or when we take to some other goal, then we are taking ourselves downwards in terms of the pursuit of moksha. So, na adhonayet means na adhogamayet. One should not degrade oneself. One should not allow one's own spiritual degradation. आत्मैव हि यस्मात् आत्मनः बन्धुः न हि अन्यः कश्चित् बन्धुः यः संसारमुक्तये भवति. He means yasmat, since Atma eva atmanah bandhuhu. So Atma eva, oneself alone, atmanah bandhuhu, is one's friend. That is why Atmana is told. One should uplift oneself. Atmanam uddharet. By oneself, one should uplift oneself. One may ask, why one should uplift oneself? Somebody else will uplift you. Why Atmana Atmanam uddharet? Bhagavan uddharet. Or Guruhu uddharet. और अन्ये बांधवः उद्धरेयुः. It is not possible. Atmanam uddharet. One should uplift oneself only, and Atmana eva uddharet. By one's own effort, one should uplift. So both are relevant. I have to uplift myself. Can I employ an external agent to uplift me? Even that is not possible. I have to uplift me with my own effort. That is why Atmana Atman, twice Atma is told. So, नहीं अन्यः बन्धुः, any other bandhu, any other friend or relative, samsara muktaye na bhavati, he cannot lead me to samsara mukti, he cannot help me in samsara mukti. He may help to some extent, but that is only secondary help. Even the guru can only give some upadesha and make you understand. But as long as I am not ready, even the guru cannot do anything. The guru becomes guru only when I allow him to be a guru. So, अन्यः कश्चित् बन्धुः संसारमुक्तै sorry, यः अन्यः कश्चित् बन्धुः संसारमुक्तये भवति सः न अस्ति. यः संसारमुक्त अन्यः बन्धुः, another बन्धु संसारमुक्तये भवति, who leads to samsara mukti, such a person saha na asti, such a person does not exist. बन्धुरपि तावत् मोक्षं प्रति प्रतिकूलः एव स्नेहादिबन्धनायतनत्वात् बन्धुरपि तावत्, even if there is a bandhu, friend or relative, moksham prati pratikulaha eva, they are moksham prati pratikula, adverse to moksha, adverse to the pursuit of moksha. Generally, the relatives or friends are adverse to the pursuit of moksha. They may say, eat well and sleep well. Nobody will say, you have to get rid of the Atma Buddhi. All those things nobody will say. So, Snehadi Bandhanayatanatvat, because they become the locus of bandhanam, bondage, by means of sneha, etc., love, etc. Love, sneha, expectations, dependence, with so many emotions, they become the cause of bondage. So they become bandhana ayatana. They become the cause of bondage by causing sneha, etc., love, etc., attachment, etc. Therefore, any other relatives or friends, they do not contribute to moksha. तस्माद् युक्तमवधारणम् आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः इति तस्मात्, therefore, yuktam avadharanam, this avadharanam, what is avadharanam? Atma eva iti avadharanam. Atma only is atmanah bandhuhu. Oneself only is oneself, one's own friend. This avadharanam is very much proper, because there is no other bandhu. That is why Atma alone, this avadharanam. Avadharanam means exclusion. Fixing a limit with the exclusion is called avadharanam. Atma eva, only Atma. When you say this, other friends are excluded. Krishna says they are not your friends. As far as moksha marga is concerned, they are not your friends. They are your pratikula, adversaries. So don't expect moksha from them. It's not that you have to go and fight. You are not my son, you are not my daughter. Don't expect moksha from external sources. Don't think my son or daughter will lead me to moksha, or my friend will lead me to moksha. It will not happen. We have to work for ourselves. Atmartham prithivim tyajet. They will not contribute to moksha. So, especially in a group of spiritual seekers, there may be a mutual dependence. Okay, I will do what the other person does, or I will do what the other person says. I want support from the other person for my sadhana, but it does not happen. We should not rely for encouragement in the spiritual pursuit. We should not rely on other people also. My friend will encourage me to pursue moksha, or my relatives will encourage me to pursue moksha. Even that may not happen. So you are your own friend. You have to pursue it for yourself, by yourself. So Atmaiva ripuhu
Atmaiva ripuhu
Shatruhu
Shatruhu
Yaha anyaha apakari
Yaha anyaha apakari
Bhashyaha Shatruhu
Bhatyah Shatruhu
Sopi
Sopi
Atma Prayukta Eva
Atma Prayukta Eva
Iti Yuktameva Avadharanam
Iti Yuktameva Avadharanam
Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha Iti
Atmaiva Ripuratmanah Iti
Atma eva ripuhu. Oneself alone is one's enemy also. Shatru. Ripu means a Shatru. So you become your own enemy as far as moksha is concerned. I can choose not to pursue moksha because of my own impulses. I can choose to follow my impulses. Then I become my own enemy. Atmaiva ripuhu. Ripuhu means shatruhu, enemy. Yaha anyaha apakari. Any other apakari. Apakari means one who does apakar. One who causes harm is called apakar. Apakari. Any external agent causing harm. Bhashya Shatru, who is a Bhashya Shatru, Sopi Atma Prayukta Eva, even he is Atma Prayukta. He is caused by oneself, employed by oneself. I am employing someone to be my enemy. Another person can disturb me when I allow him to disturb me. Without me allowing him or her to disturb me, he or she cannot disturb me. Sopi Atma Prayukta Eva. So this is in terms of spiritual pursuit. Another person makes me angry or tempts me. It is possible only when I allow him to tempt me or make me angry. Iti, therefore, I am my own enemy because I have employed that in me. Iti yuktameva avadharanam. Therefore, atmaiva ripuratmanaha. There also eva is there. Avadharanam is there. It is yuktameva. It is very much proper. Atmaiva ripuratmanaha iti avadharanam yuktameva. बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य
बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य
येनात्मैवात्मना जितः
येनात्मैवात्मना जितः
अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे
अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे
वर्तेतात्मैव शत्रुवत्
वर्तेतात्मैव शत्रुवत्.
So for who oneself is friend and for who oneself is enemy. Yena आत्मना आत्मा एव जितः. येन, by who? आत्मना, by oneself, with one's own effort. आत्मा एव जितः. आत्मा alone is subdued. Subdued means discipline. Here Atma means Karyakarana Sangha. Atma eva. There Atma means Karyakarana Sangha. That is how Bhashyakara takes. Because what is subdued, what is disciplined, Karyakarana Sangha. So, Atma eva jitaha. By who the Karyakarana Sanghata is subdued. By oneself, by one's own effort. For such people, Atma Atmanaha Bandhuhu. Tasya Atmanaha Atma Bandhuhu. Tasya Atmanaha. For that person, for that individual, Atma Bandhuhu. Atma, oneself, is Bandhu, is friend. Anatmanastu, tu is Vailakshanya. Unlike this, Anatmanaha, for an Anatma. So here Anatma means not non-self. Here Anatma means Ajitatma. Ajitatma means he has not subdued his Karyakarana Sangha. He has not subdued his Karyakarana Sanghata. For such people, So here nanya is kutsayam nanya, kutsitarthe nanya. Kutsita means lowly. In that sense nanya is used sometimes. So anatma means he has not subdued his senses, karya karana sangha. Anatmanastu, atma eva, oneself alone, shatruvat shatrutve varteta, shatruvat like any external enemy, shatrutve varteta. Atma is present as a shatru. Shatrutve varteta. Atma is present as enemy. In the status of enemy. Atma is present in the status of enemy. Means Atma is like enemy. Atmaiva bandhuhu.
आत्मैव बन्धुः
आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः इत्युक्तम्
आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः इत्युक्तम्
तत्र किं लक्षणः
किं लक्षणः
आत्मनो बन्धुः किं लक्षणो वा
किं लक्षणो वा
आत्मनो रिपुः इत्युच्यते बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः इत्युक्तम्. This is told in the previous sloka. Tatra, there, in that statement, kim lakshanah atmano bandhuh, what kind of atma? Kim lakshanah atma, atmanah bandhuh is the bandhu of the atma. Kim lakshano va atmano ripuh, kim lakshanah atma, atmanah ripuh. What kind of atma is the ripu of the atma? Ityuchyate. This is told. Bandhuratmatmanastasya iti. Tasya atmanah saha atma bandhuh yena atmana atma eva jitah atma karyakarana sanghatah yena jitah जितः वशीकृतः जितेन्द्रियः इत्यर्थः तस्य आत्मनः. So tasya atmanah, for that oneself. Saha atma bandhuhu, saha atma, that oneself is bandhu, is a friend. Yena atmana, yena by who? Atmana by one's own effort. Atmana eva by oneself. Atma eva jitah, Atma is conquered. And what is Atma? Karyakarana sanghatah. See, only here he takes Atma as Karyakarana sanghatah. Yena jitah, jitah means vashikritah, is subdued, disciplined. Jitendriyaha ityarthah. So one who is jitendriya, for him, himself is like a friend, because he has chosen to discipline the senses, and he has disciplined the senses with his own willpower. अनात्मनस्तु
अनात्मनस्तु
अजितात्मनस्तु
अजितात्मनस्तु
शत्रुत्वे
शत्रुत्वे
शत्रुभावे
शत्रुभावे
वर्तेत
वर्तेत
आत्मा एव शत्रुवत्
आत्मा एव शत्रुवत्
अनात्मनस्तु अनात्मनः means अजितात्मनः one who has not disciplined his karyakarana sanghat. Shatrutve means shatrubhave, in the place, in the status of enemy, in the position of enemy. Varteta atma eva shatruvat. Atma eva shatrubhave varteta. Atma is present as his enemy. Atma takes the status of his enemy. Shatruvat, like any other shatru. Yatha anatma shatruhu.
तथा अनात्मा शत्रुः
Yatha anatma shatruhu. Yatha anatma shatruhu.
यथा अनात्मा शत्रुः
आत्मनः अपकारी
आत्मनः अपकारी
तथा
तथा
आत्मा
आत्मा
आत्मनः अपकारे वर्तेत
आत्मनः अपकारे वर्तेत
इत्यर्थः।
इत्यर्थः।
यथा अनात्मा शत्रुः आत्मनः अपकारी. He is explaining shatruvat, like an external enemy. Yatha anatma shatru, just like an anatma shatru, an external enemy, an enemy who is anatma means external to oneself, not oneself. Atmanah apakari, he is atmanah apakari, he is adverse to oneself, disastrous to oneself. Tatha, similarly, Atma Atmanah apakare varteta, even the Atma, oneself, causes adversity to oneself. Atmanah apakare varteta, thus apakara, thus harm to oneself. इत्यर्थः. So these two shlokas are about the importance of one's own effort and one's own willpower in the pursuit of moksha. Do not wait for somebody else to tell you or remind you to pursue moksha. That is the idea. You have to make the effort yourself. So the pursuit of moksha requires one's own effort. Purushakara is needed. Purushakara or Paurusha it is called. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.